something. Hold on a second. I'm busy yapping my mouth. Oh, this is a beautiful car. Let me get the gift.
Morning light is rising, and the breakers start to show. They rip the
Are we ready for this?
community
Massive car coming, guys. 190 Super. All right, here we go, folks. 190 Super. We got Big Poppy Auto. My goodness gracious. 170 glow logo foil. This is gonna be sick. 170 glow logo foil. Yes! Look at that! Oh, it's like the Oakland color match too on the glow. Fire Auto out of 50. Show me a big number on this Fire Auto. 17 out of 50. 185 Fire Auto. Let's go cruise control. Keep it on fire. Cruise control. 185 Fire Auto. 185 green glow. This is a new highlighted 185. Holy beautiful card.
Good morning, Snappy.
Well,
Good morning, Bo.
Good morning, Bo, to you, Tex.
Yes. How are you? You're back in country. I don't know if we can speak about where you've been, but
We can talk about
you
it
were
now.
away. What's that?
We can talk about
You
it
can talk
now.
about it now.
Yeah, that's
now
right.
that the international incident has began to quell.
Yes, I was last little bit in Mexico where there was some activity going on, although not as much as people believed. I don't know if I shared with you, Tex, but it's interesting. The AI imagery for what was happening in Texas was actually was being used. That's what a lot of people were seeing. Were actually AI images. So it's already started, right? We have these incidents. AI is going to change how people reveal. But meanwhile, back home, of course, we had the nor'easter happening in New England. So luckily,
where you returned to?
well, I'm lucky that I was getting home at 11 o'clock at night, and actually one of my wife's coworker friends actually came over with their father's snowblower and actually
Wow.
snowblowed an entry point for us, so we didn't have to worry about by the time the plow got done, it was probably like 4 feet of wet, heavy snow. My favorite type to shovel, the kind that's dripping wet, and it just is like 100 pounds per square inch.
Yeah, you're shoveling slush, essentially.
You and I talked about this, by the way, and about the heart attack risk. And I was thinking about while I was shoveling, because I
never shovel.
I was shoveling the rest of my driveway.
Yeah.
And I was thinking the reason why, Tex, there are so many heart attacks is not because snow shoveling is some weird exercise. It's because so many people are not in shape and literally don't do any exercise, but they have to shovel to get their car out. So essentially that's like telling somebody, like, go to the gym when you've never exercised all year and now go work out for 45 minutes straight. Like, of course there are going to be heart attacks for that, but it has nothing to do with snow shoveling. It has to do with people not in shape. All right. Anyway, you know who is in shape, Tex?
Who is in shape?
This guy. You know who else is in shape?
Show me. Let's see. I'd love to see in shape people. Let's see.
Who else is in shape?
It's almost. We are getting close to bikini season. So
you know who's in shape? The guy who lifts kegs over his head every day. He just doesn't carry kegs. He lifts them over his head.
Yeah, but they're
half barrel.
No, they're sixtels.
Only dealing half.
What do you call them out there? Are they sixtels, ponies? What do you call them?
We call them six or sixtels. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the word sixtel. It feels weird saying it, so I just like to say sixth.
See, I don't like pony. I don't like pony
Yeah,
keg. I think that sounds weird.
Either. Very.
We could go down Pink Pony Club and
okay. So
let's get to Bo.
Okay, no more beer talk.
Should we change the show name to the Mr. Hop Highlight Show? Look at those rips.
I know.
Oh my goodness.
That's what I want to talk about.
You know,
he had an insane rip. You tell us how many case hits you hit in that one rip. We saw one of them.
Well, we had a $5 break, 4 case hits, first 4 boxes, 2 slimes, and then 2 green glows, including the Maverick, which is just filthy. So that was fun.
That was a crazy break. I was in and out of that break and watching. Every time I came back, there was another case hit up on the screen.
Yeah, we were on
What is
fire.
going
It was
on?
fun. Well, you got to love breaks like
Yeah.
that where it just pours out.
Yeah, that was a big one. Cursive, you were in Milwaukee, I believe, right? Over the weekend or last week.
Yeah, it was a good time.
Tell us about that.
We made the drive, so about 6.5 hours with the little ones. Went to play in the Madness tournament with the wife and our little ones. So that was fun, a family event there. But this was the first Madness tournament that was outside of nationals, and I think it was a hit. There was 8 teams, 2 Bazooka teams. Bubble Busters made an appearance. Team Valley was there. There was a big break the day before. So overall, just a great experience. There was 2 family teams, so one other than mine, that were just someone just having to get all the cards together for their family. But overall, it was a great experience. I heard the sealed tournaments went really well. This was the first time that spec was not considered a regional, and there wasn't a ticket involved, so they just did some Swiss rounds for that. So it was a good event. Milwaukee's really nice. I had never been to Milwaukee. I think mom and dad might go back for a mom and dad trip one day. Milwaukee.
Wow.
Impressed.
Yeah.
Good
Mr. California.
location. Yeah, good location.
Go to Summerfest in Milwaukee if you want to have a good time.
Nice. Yeah, but overall it was great. There was 8 teams, which meant every single team got into prize support. The prize support was amazing. So for myself, we got, I'm going to say 7th, but we got a hobby box.
Cursive and text. Before you guys kind of get into it, can you just explain? Like, I'm sure we have some people watching. This is Good Morning Bo. We're talking about Bo Jackson Battle Arena. You guys are talking about different tournament styles for people who are like, I just collect Bo. I'm like, I saw the shows talking about Bo Jackson. What do you guys? Let's just explain what you guys are talking about. Like, it's the other side of Bo besides collecting, right?
Right. So the SCGs are Star City Games. They have tournaments all around, and it's not just Bo, right? There's Magic, there's Pokemon, there's in Milwaukee was the first nationals for like Star Wars Unlimited. But for Bo Jackson Battle Arena, one of the big things that they do are sealed tournaments, which is what we call our spec, which allows you to use some heroes, use some hot dogs for essentially currency in the game, and then plays, which is really cool. So if you're ever wanting to learn how to play the game, showing it up at a SCG, play some sealed. It's a very friendly way to learn Bo Jackson Battle Arena. Everyone's on the same playing field. You play with what you rip, and it's a great introduction. And we typically have almost every tournament someone from a different area that wins sealed, which is kind of nice. I believe the person who won sealed on Friday and Sunday was from Magic, and the gentleman won both tournaments.
Wow.
And Cursive, we should mention to folks, probably one of the best incentives. People could be saying, there are a lot of people who don't feel comfortable, doing something new in front of a bunch of people. Like, they're hanging out in the community, they get to know everybody, and then they're like, okay, now go play this game where you're going to embarrass yourself. So people might be like, oh, I don't know if I want to do this. 2 things. One is the community is great and everybody's supportive, very different than normal TCG communities. And number 2 is, more importantly, is the sealed product, is that you get double megas for, was it $100 there? In the past, it's been $100 for a double mega.
Yep. So essentially, you're paying the 85, which is retail, but obviously there's fees and stuff involved in that. So it comes out to about $100. And so right now we know if you go on radishpriceguide.com, a double mega is not $100 no more. It's not $120. It is skyrocketing every day. And so it is.
Got boba cards? Don't guess the price. Look up their value now at radishpriceguide.com.
Yeah, it's a great way to get
segue.
sealed products. No, perfect.
I was waiting for it.
I'm gonna try to plug it every
for it.
time, right?
When people mention it, like, there's nothing we can do. The gorilla comes out when people.
Yeah,
make
it just
it.
happened.
Borilla. First
All right. So
appearance.
anyway,
Gorilla?
sorry, Cursive, to go on, but that's a great setup though for folks who are watching. Sorry though, Cursive, go ahead with the tournament you were talking about.
Yeah, so again, it's a great way to get some product at close to MSRP or retail. And then again, they always mix it up. They'll have elite tournaments, madness, and these are some of the different variations of gameplay that they have. This one was special because it's Madness. It's the easiest and most friendly gameplay wise. It essentially just a team game of war. You have 4 people per team, and you shuffle your deck. You flip 7 cards down, and then you flip them over and see who wins best of 7 in a massive, crazy battle of war. I do have to shout out C-Town. We asked my 7-year-old, hey, like, who was the favorite person to play? And by far, easily quick reaction was like, hey, the guy from Bazooka. And it was C-Town. And so I actually called him yesterday and just said, hey, man, I appreciate you. Want to let you know that you made my kids' experience a little extra, special. And so, we appreciate the community.
That's awesome.
That's awesome. Are they still what are the top prizes in these tournaments?
So for the sealed, they are doing 3Ks. And so I don't know what the money breakdown is, but top 8 generally gets you in the money. And then so it's 3K for a prize pool. They did that twice this weekend. Usually it's once, so twice was nice. And then for Madness, again, this is the first time, so the prize support was massive. It was all sealed product. So 5th through 8th, their teams got a hobby to split, and everyone got a blaster. I think 3rd and 4th got another hobby to split and 4 double megas. 2nd place, I believe, was a jumbo to split, and everybody got a hobby. And 1st place got.
Wait. When you say a jumbo display?
Mm-hmm.
No, to split.
To split.
Oh, jumbo to split. Sorry, you're saying
Right.
jumbo display, and I'm like, so you get a case to display a jumbo you don't get? I'm like,
You
all right.
get an empty box.
No.
Hey,
No,
here
yeah,
you
no,
go.
they ripped the seals on them, take them off, so we can't use them for streaming if that was the case.
Yeah.
And then the 1st place team, obviously 4 members of the team, they each got a jumbo, so 4 jumbos
Wow.
in that prize. So it was massive. I mean, that's we know the prices of jumbos are up there. You just times that by 4, and that's what the 1st place got.
Hey, Seth.
So hang on. So, go ahead,
Go ahead,
Snappy.
Tex.
Finish.
Go ahead, Tex.
So are they getting? So the team that wins, the top team, the team of 4 that wins, the champs, do they get a cash prize along with the jumbo box, or is it
No.
just the jumbo box that they were winning?
Yeah, in this case, it was just the jumbo box.
Okay. Well, still, that's a $3,500 box
Times
of
4.
cards.
Yeah.
Yeah, times 4. Exactly. That's amazing.
Yeah, with
So
inflation nowadays, you probably want the box over the cash.
Yeah.
I mean, we do got to give credit. I mean, there's everybody from this community. They're flying in from different parts of the country. I always got to give a shout out to my wife. I mean, being in a car with a 6 and a 7-year-old for 6 hours, each way. I don't think people really understand what it takes to try to show up to every of these SCGs. I try to go to the majority of them. Whether it's flying to Colombia, whether it's driving, on the road, there's people who are driving in their car 20 hours to make it to these things because they love the game and they love the community. And, always give a shout out to the people who are able to make it.
Wonderful. I'm hoping we get a few more in the Northeast here. Hopefully this
Now,
summer we'll get some up
Kirsten,
our way.
Am I right that I heard there was somebody who had played in, because this was the second week, there was another Milwaukee event, right? And this was the second Milwaukee event, but there was somebody who had just found the game and went ahead and entered, like they were kind of brand new, loved it, and they entered a Apex team. Did you hear about this team of the 8? I'm not sure how many you got to know.
From this Milwaukee event, this was the SCG. There was a previous Milwaukee event a couple of weeks ago. That was the big card show for LCC. And so that was considered a regional. So we did, there was a spec tournament for one of these signed bow cards, entry cards. And I believe that 3K sealed was won by someone who's brand new to Boba, first time showing up at an event and won. This time around, as far as Madness goes, it was a pleasure to meet Hoffman and his family. So Hoffman, I wasn't familiar with. He is on the Discords. I believe he might even be familiar with the Geeks. But this is the first time meeting him. I think he said he went to National and played some sealed. But it was great. It was him, his son, and I believe it might have been his parents that played with him. So that was pretty cool.
And for anybody that's not aware, when we say SCG, we're referring to Star City Games, who coordinates all this stuff and runs these tournaments. And if you want to see the list of tournaments coming up, you can go to starcitygames.com and click on their events link to see when these tournaments are.
Yeah, one of the last thing I'll say about the SCG tournaments, if it's not a gameplay that's given out prize for as far as sealed or money. SCG always has most of the tournaments that you get tickets for every win in something, and those tickets that can be turned into their prize wall. This is one of the few places where you can still find alpha packs. So they had alpha collector packs available to turn in for tickets, and I can't remember what was hit, but there was some really nice hits over the weekend. I believe in Baltimore there was like a bubblegum grandma auto, Grandma Ma, Larry Johnson auto that was hit out of these like random packs that they have available. So again, definitely something to look into. Playing all the events you can. And again, you can meet some of us that you see in the community, you see on Discord, maybe see on Whatnot. There's always a pretty good turnout. Team Valley's there, Valley Hit House, Soothing, Bazooka's there, so you'll see probably Bubblegum King and Galileo on most of these. So it's really cool. Really cool to see some people that you maybe just watch from your phone or see on your phone and be able to interact with.
Now, Tex, I do want to mention the next event coming up is Richmond, and that's going to be not this weekend, but the following weekend, March 6th through 8th. And it's important for folks to know, I don't know, Anthony, if they talked about it in Milwaukee, but much of the Boba team is going to be, much, if not all, will be busy with The Shattering, which is a release event for Wonders of the First, the sister project to Bo Jackson Battle Arena. So for folks who are interested in finally getting their beak wet with the Star City game event, just be warned that Richmond is probably not the one to do it. Don't want to discourage people from going, but if for your first event, don't make it the Richmond event, I will say.
Yeah, Cincinnati should be huge. I know there's a lot of people excited for Cincinnati. I believe that is one of the next regionals as well. So there'll be entry ticket for spec in that one. We will be making the drive to Cincinnati. That's a little less than 4 hours for us. So the entire Cursor family will be there. But that one should be a good one.
I might have to venture to Cincinnati, maybe. That's not too horribly far from me. We'll see. But I'd love to get to one of these sooner or later. Cursive, thank you for all that. Seth,
Sir,
we've kind of left you here in the lurch. Tell us about your past week here. How were your breaks? Any big bangers?
Break's been good. We've been a little light on the big bangers. I feel like Eric is the one that's been filling that gap for all of us. Or here's my other theory, not to call you out, Eric. He's just like collecting these big hits and like showing them. He's like releasing them from time to time, and we're getting a glimpse of all these things he's had over the past 2 months. Sorry, Eric.
Little drips and drabs. And
Tex was in that last one. It was nutty.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm just messing around. But no, it's been a great week. Yeah, just I don't know if I have any real updates for you. I've been hanging out, chatting Bo Jackson, Battle Arena, buying a little bit for the PC, and looking forward to whatever's next.
Nice. I think now we know we're about a month away from Tecmo, right? Is Tecmo still hopefully the beginning of April?
I think we're more towards the end, but
is it the end of April now?
I think it's the end of April, and there's even a possibility that it's in May.
I think we're
really
2 months.
Yeah.
What are y'all gonna do?
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, is product gonna make 2 months? Is Griffey gonna make 2 months?
Does that mean I'm gonna be right when I said it's gonna be over $1,000? And everyone's like, Seth, you're an idiot. And I'm like, maybe not. It's gonna be tight. It's gonna be super tight. So here's my.
Go ahead, Seth.
Thanks. Is it now or a few days when the vendors who had product are allowed to release online? Is that right? The
embargo? Yeah. When does the embargo end? Was it 60 days?
90 days.
90 days.
90 days.
So we gotta be, if we're not past, we have to be close. I know we're around that time.
So that's 90 days from Black Friday, correct? Is that what we're going from as a start date?
I believe so.
Who's gonna do the math for us really quick? Someone's.
I think Slappy looks determined here. I think he's figuring it out
that
for
would
us.
be now,
right?
I was told there'd be no
Thursday,
math, so I won't be solving it.
Thursday, February 26th. So yesterday.
All right.
Oh,
so
interesting.
There was some discussion on your Discord, Slappy, the Radish, about does that affect prices? And I don't think it does. So from my understanding, the distributors who had the product, that's been distributed to all the people who had access and who were able to sell. So we're talking about a small number who received a very small amount of product as well, who now has the ability to sell online. And from what we've seen, there just aren't that many listings. So I really don't think you see any impact to the price downward at all. And we just still continue to see the forward momentum.
Right now, it appears that there are, this is a quick scan here, there are 2 active eBay listings for jumbos. And they're both just under, one is 3,800 or best offer, and the other one is 39.99 or best offer.
Yeah.
So,
but we can't be many
picking up
hobbies
on
up
that,
there either.
oh, there we go. Look at Slappy. He's, boy, you are on it today. Man, that vacation really did something for you.
Yeah, boxes just aren't getting listed recently. I mean, you could see it coming to a slow crawl in terms of the
I think-
activity online.
Do you think people are starting to hoard? Like the people that do have sealed are just
I think they
saying,
have been
screw
for
it
a
and going to
while.
sit on it for a little while?
Yeah, I think you've got folks who are just waiting for the right time to sell. Some people, bills come up and they throw them online, but
Mhm.
I do know of some, hobby shops and stuff that have sold theirs off already, just on the side, things like that.
Right.
So I think
And even
I
public
hope-
online listings are almost
Yeah.
coming to an end here.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Yeah,
even
there
if
is-
you're hoarding, sorry, we're doing the dance here. Me and you, Tex, a little 2-step. Even
Go,
if they're
Seth,
hoarding,
go.
there's not that much to hoard anyway. So we're talking about if you have it, it's a handful of boxes, and they'll be released and they'll be sold quickly, and it's
So do we think there's any
Well,
online retailers that are sitting on jumbos that haven't released them yet? Like people like Star City, or was Dick's going to get any jumbos? Were they just double megas? Like, I don't know.
No, I'd heard that,
I haven't seen
Dick-
like no jumbos in the wild outside of eBay.
Dick's was supposed to have the hobby. That's what the team had
Hobby
mentioned,
only.
and they were very rare and just a few. By the way, one thing I do want to mention that's interesting. I'm not sure how much it affects the eBay price, but the one retail place you can still get blaster boxes is at Star City Games, and they have a quantity there. And I've been watching it. It's interesting. They said they were going to sell half their inventory at $45. Now, of course, we know the Griffey blaster box was for sale at Dick's for $39.99. And what they did is they ended up getting their product late. Star City Games, we all know it was involved in a van accident. And then they went ahead and they were selling half their inventory at $45, and they were keeping the other half for market rate. So they set that market rate at $59.99, which is probably accurate. That's where eBay has kind of been. And it's interesting, though, how much impact it's had on the price, because you watch the price of the blaster box and you'll see some people who bought it for 45. They're clearly like, you know what, this isn't going to the moon. I can't wait longer than 10 days. I'm selling it. And they're selling it at $50 to $55. But then you have some people, like the last sale was $60. And so it's interesting, the Star City game. I think that 90% of people buying Bow don't know that there are blasters at retail at Star City Game that you can buy. So I don't think it has too much impact on the price. But again, with the talking about how long we have to go for Tecmo, it'll be interesting to see if blasters are the only thing you can do. I mean, bring back the pick your hero break from a blaster box, right, guys?
Yeah. Or what about blaster box battles?
that's an idea.
Yeah.
So you couldn't do that for breaks, unfortunately. Well, I guess you could, but you couldn't have any real prize for the battle.
Right, because Whatnot changed all the rules, right, when it comes to that stuff. Yeah,
Correct.
that's right. So,
Yeah,
Well,
Whatnot
you're a bunch of
blasters
smart
are great.
guys. I'm sure you can figure something out.
Whatnot taking the fun away. But when we're talking about all these boxes, Tex is like, what's crazy is I guarantee if I didn't bring this up, you'd go the whole show and not even mention it. Is that, Eric, what deadline passed at 9 a.m. Eastern, just as our Good Morning Bow show went live, as it does every Friday at 9 a.m. Eastern? Eric, do you know what deadline passed at 9 a.m.? I know Seth does.
I think I do. I think I know.
Was it to get the
Yes,
double
I know.
gold Olympic box code?
Ding, ding, ding.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yep. I hope you all entered.
you
Did you
guys,
all enter?
Have you guys been successful with any of those?
Wait, hold on. Before you talk about it, it's like
Yeah.
Eric. Wait, so what is this that we're talking about?
So USA Olympics, if anybody wasn't watching, we won gold in both women's hockey and men's hockey, which is just unheard of for USA to do in the Olympics. And so the bow team is celebrating that. They captured the moment perfectly, and they're doing a special release like they do for all the world champion sports of a box commemorating. We've not quite seen any images yet. I'm sure those will be coming, but they sent out emails where you can go and register to get a code to purchase a box, similar to what they did for the Seattle Seahawks World Championship release. But, you know, it should have men's and women's hockey in there, which is awesome to see. And should be super popular, especially coming on the heels of the double gold championships.
And hopefully, I don't want to. This is pure speculation on my part. I have no information whatsoever, but hopefully, there will be some autographs in there too.
Oh,
That'd be nice. Little Jack
It's pure speculation,
yeah.
but
Wow.
you never know. Frenchie is always working some magic.
There are
So
tricks
hopefully,
upstairs.
hopefully we could see an autograph or two in there.
Scott's
Don't know if we will, but it would be nice.
Slap.
No, I do like in the survey
is it-
that they specifically asked, like, what do you think of online breaking?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the survey was interesting. The survey had some good questions in it.
I said,
So
"Eat it."
the really important thing, just to point out, I was just going through before I dox myself with all my personal information, is that let me go through. So it wouldn't be for those of us who've been around the bow team long enough. When they say 9 o'clock's the cutoff, it's not shocking that they didn't like flip the switch right at 9 o'clock.
Well, but you didn't submit, so you don't know if it would go through or not.
I agree, but I also think why would they let people go through 5 screens and collect all that data? You'd be pretty mad if you did all that. So I'm just saying
data's valuable, Slappy.
it is valuable. That's why I'm saying both the collector and the giver of the information know that, and they'd be pretty pissed if you give that information and then you don't get the carrot at the end. Anyway, for people watching this live, I would go try it because it looks like they haven't shut it off yet. And again,
We should say though, just because you sign up does not mean you will get a code to purchase.
Yeah.
It's
We're not
completely
talking about,
random
You're not
for
running,
everyone that signs
You're
up.
not running a marathon. You're just clicking on 5 screens.
I'm just making it clear.
And we should
For
say
people that have never done this before.
So we were talking about, I think Eric had the question, has anybody ever got one? And a good segue into that is, Seth, if somebody who has no interest in these Olympic boxes gets it, what can they expect to sell their code for? Like if they just get the code and they give it to somebody else, like, I don't want this Olympic box. I don't like the Olympics. I hate them. I love the, I don't want to get political and say a certain country. I love what's that place that
The Swedes, they're neutral. Everybody can love the Swedes.
No, that
The
guy,
Jamaican bobsled team.
no, the guy who did
Cool
the
runnings, man.
the guy who did the movies.
Yeah. Irie.
Tex, the guy who did the movies. Over in
That guy
John
who did
Candy?
movies?
John Candy?
Spielberg.
the guy who did Eastern European accent, and he was like
Borat?
Borat. It's like, what
Oh.
country was he from?
Uzbekistan? Maybe? No.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was
I
one of
think
the
you're right,
one of the stands. I think it was a made up one.
I
But
thought it was a made up stand. No.
No, it's
yeah, it is.
Kazakhstan.
It's a made up stand, but it's
Okay.
But
So
who really
yeah.
knows with all the stands?
Kazakhstan.
Yeah.
all right.
Oh,
well,
he
so-
was. Yeah, he was the best kisser in his village. I know that.
Yeah.
My wife.
The question is, Slappy, if you get a code, you should buy the box. You're going to be
Well-
able to sell it.
Okay, if you
Go ahead.
want to sell your code though, what do we think retail is going to be on these
I
Just
mean,
for
the
the
code or
code.
the box?
for the box? If you get a code,
Mhm.
do we know what retail what
Well,
it's
they
going to
said
cost to buy the
there's no
box?
alt art. They said it was just going to be the battle foil box. And
Yeah.
what was the Seattle one? Like 225, 250, somewhere in there?
Yeah.
275, I thought it was. No.
Yeah, close to
And
300.
then The
Yeah, I
alt
think it was under.
Good.
I mean, that's going to be
So
$300 you got to sit on for probably like 4+ months. So not everyone can
so
do
if you
that.
want to sell your code, what do you think is a good price? What would you buy a code at? If you
People
really
were
want
buying
one of these
codes
boxes.
for $100. I know the people who had bought codes for $100. It was a quick $100. You probably could have got
Really?
more. Yes. So they were like, hey, I got this code, $100. Sold it for $100. Didn't have to do anything with it because they didn't want to wait. It's probably could have won for more. I got mine, so I didn't have to buy one. But I would love to hear.
Anybody
from
that
anyone.
wants to sell their code for $100 to me, Tex Hooper and Discord DM me.
That was for Seattle, though. I don't know about. I have a sneaky
I
feeling.
feel like this is bigger, right? This has to be
Exactly.
bigger.
100%.
You would think, yeah, it's the first time they've done something like this as far as the Olympics go, and yeah, it's different from what they've done.
I mean, I don't.
So
I
it'll
don't
be
follow
interesting
hockey,
to
Cody,
see.
but
glad to trade. Hit me up, Cody. I'll trade you whatever you need.
What were you gonna say?
I've
Anthony?
never gotten a code. I will
Okay.
definitely. I'm in
Oh.
with Tex on that $100 too.
I wasn't.
Yeah.
I was going to say I don't follow hockey, but from what I gather, there's a family that was pretty big in the Olympics this year. So having all three of them be the signers, it seems like it'd be pretty cool.
Oh, well, there we go.
Yeah.
Pure speculation, let's
And
just
then,
say.
hey, by the way, I love how Anthony's I'm gonna call him out for being a Tex. Tex, whenever we're talking about anything, he's like, well, how hard can that be? He's like, this should just do that. And
Yeah.
I'm like, well, Tex, do you
Just
know how
do
to
it.
code?
Yeah.
And it's just, and I love the fact that like post Olympics, the amount of attention and that these people have, and they're like, it'd be cool to have three of them. Like, yeah, let's just have the Bow team make it happen. Cost, logistics, like to get there, like whatever. Let's just make it. I know you were just saying it'd be nice if it
I
happened.
mean, it's one family. How hard can it be?
Yeah. No
Yeah,
time
yeah,
like
no,
the present.
it's
It's just two brothers and a sister. Sign me up.
Yeah,
Just reach out.
you
to
gotta
the mom.
strike while the
Come on,
iron's
go for
hot.
it.
But oh man! But didn't they say they're having them produced alongside of Seattle at the same time? So I don't think they have time to get any autographs. Realistically, I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings right now.
Come on, Seth. This is why we don't have nice things.
Yeah,
You have to ruin everybody's. You have to ruin the illusion.
I
Come
just don't
on.
think it could happen. It just logistically it'd be impossible unless
Oh.
you guys want to get on planes and fly down and convince someone with a pocket full of cash to sign stuff. Then maybe.
Hey,
I hop on planes to lose
I'll-
tournaments. I would,
yeah, yeah. I'll hop on a plane to chase down some autographs.
right.
Oh my god! But one thing is, Big Dobbs, who's in the community, is definitely opinionated. I love Dobbs, but Dobbs saying if you don't want the box, then don't enter the drawing. He should say if you don't want $100, don't enter the drawing. Like
Yeah.
who doesn't need $100? Like of course, like you can enter it, like to be one of the ones to get it. It's like I agree with Dobbs. Like I want it for myself. It'd be great. Like here's the deal, everybody. How about nobody enter it? Just let me get my box, and then we'll have another drawing afterwards. But
Slappy brought up something a little while ago, and we kind of got lost in the shuffle. Have any of you guys received codes for any of the other championship boxes that they've done? What was they just did?
Seahawks.
The Dodgers, was it the Super Bowl one? Was the last one they did?
Super
Correct.
yeah.
Did
Yeah.
any of you get a code for that?
So I was
Oh,
lucky
Seth
enough to
did.
get one for Super Bowl and
Oh.
one for Dodgers.
Okay,
Wow.
nice.
I
yeah,
gotta
but
the
you
EQL
gotta be
system, yeah.
specific. Which Dodgers? And are you talking about the alt art or the battle foil?
My wife got one for the Battlefield, and I got one for the alt art.
Whoa.
And it was the 25 Dodgers, right? Not the 24.
Yes, correct.
All right.
Latest and greatest.
Sorry, Seth. You were
And-
going to say something.
I just add that I got the alt art for Seattle, and I didn't get a code for Dodgers, but during the initial sale, I got the regular battle foil in the first sale.
Now, Tex, I have to tell you, I ended up because I have multiple of the 25 Dodgers, because I was ending up paying people for codes. So because I actually do like to rip. I like to keep a sealed. So like I actually paid to get an additional box. So I actually have an extra one. And even though it's a little bit different, like I don't have a complete set of the battle foil and the alt art. I just like having one from every set. And I know the bigger we grow, the harder it's going to be. But I can tell you, I had a million offers, including people on this panel, when I said I would trade a Dodgers box for a Seattle box. Like only in Bo Battle do you get that happening. And like I knew that the person getting the LA box is getting the better end of the deal, but I also don't care about I just want to switch and get us. I want a Seattle box.
Sam
Have any-
Darnold, Otani.
Yeah. Have any of you ripped any of those boxes?
Oh, they're so fun. Yeah.
You have ripped, because I've never ripped one.
I ripped all
I
mine.
have.
No.
Really?
No, I traded one. I'm sorry. One was part of a trade for a butterfly sting, icon glow. Anyway, but no, I opened all mine. I mean, there's not much to open because you get the starter decks and then just a couple packs. But the art, it's fun because the artwork is all brand new. And yeah,
And the
it's-
hot dogs, you get the special
and the
hot
special
dogs.
dogs for sure, and the special plays. So it's just like everything's brand new, and it's just kind of exciting because you don't see it very often.
Because I'm sitting on all of mine so far.
Well, rip it.
I have. I want to actually. I have two of the first of the Los Angeles Dodgers alt art boxes. I have two of those.
Oof.
I was going to trade with someone on this panel, one of them for a regular alt art to get me close to a complete set, but it's so tempting.
I mean, that's probably super valuable. I don't know if I'd rip that. I'd be like,
I know.
How would I keep?
Isn't there the possibility of a autograph in those first LA Dodgers boxes?
Wait,
Well,
they had the.
No, so just to read this was the LA champion. And so we should say these boxes it's funny because when they released the very first set was the LA Dodgers 2024 World Championship Boba set. And let's see, this was coming out on they were pre-selling these to the community on November 5th. So for folks who understand their Boba history, you know that not a single card had been printed on November 5th, 2024. So after we had already gone ahead, and so a quick history lesson, Seth and Tex and myself both were involved before it actually had been printed. And Jeff French had come and said, hey, this is a really cool idea. Give me thousands of dollars. You're not going to see it for a long time, but it's cool. Trust me. And so he came back when we were just weeks away from having that. And he said, hey, I've got this other cool idea. The LA Dodgers just won a World Series. Give me more money. And so people did not this did not sell out instantly. I'm not even sure, Tex, if they had adjusted set the quantities because of the low purchase. I don't think it's people faded as much as
I think they did, if I remember correctly. I think they did say they went back and adjusted the print run.
yeah. So just to let you know, this is that you asked about the 1-of-1. So it's Frenchie said he talked about the 1-of-1 box. The 1-of-1 boxes will be gold ticket hits and their non-auto counterparts. The $185 box for Freddie, the $245 box for Kanji Otani. I bring this up, guys, because Loco, a member of the community, recently talked about, he actually had, and I remember this text, there was like an $85 paper box. Seth, do you remember this? There was like a box under. Yeah, Seth, you're looking. This was
Really
alt art, and it's crazy because there's nothing on the Radish Price Guide because it is so limited. But there was the alt art and there was the battle foil. But there was a lot going on back there, and I'm looking at the different information they had out there. Unfortunately, the web pages are long gone. Ooh, I got to go to the Wayback Machine. That's what I have to do, to find out about it. Well, you guys go on. I'm going to see if I can get the Wayback Machine in. What's that, Seth?
I'm slightly ashamed to admit, I remember all this time when that was happening, and I just didn't trust that it was going to be a hit. So, because I had the money forked out for my first jumbo. I'm like, yeah, but I don't know if this is going to be any cool. Now he wants another $200. I'm like, man, is this guy crazy? I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. So looking back,
Slappy, how much money because you've been in this since basically the very beginning. I came in about, I don't know, 6-8 months after you did. So I'm pretty close to the very beginning too.
Were you doing
how much money?
Moments?
Well, I'm just saying, how much money have we given Frenchie on just blind faith?
Are you crazy?
That he would come through for.
You think I'm going to put that on a recording? Like a lot.
Yeah, I'm not asking for an exact number. I'm just saying, Seth, you gotta join the party. You just throw your money at Frenchie. Right. It always works out.
I will, and we should say, since we're talking about this, the one thing that's hard is I will say that I shared, according to Hen, works in finance. And so he and I love talking about the financial aspects of different things. And generally, when you talk about investing, right, you should have a certain amount of cautiousness. And finally, with Frenchie, it just became like, just you have to throw out traditional investing philosophy. By the way, this is not financial advice, but you just need
Never.
to. Frenchie has never let us.
Sorry.
Seth, hold on 1 second. All right, that's a long enough pause. That's a clean edit. Like, I'll get rid of it. Like, people are like, this has nothing to do with what I just said. Go ahead, Seth.
No, I don't want to get too into the weeds about that stuff because, Bo Jackson better in it. But yes, I remember when he released the first NFT package where I got my Gaviler bobblehead. It was like $800. Then I split it with my brothers as we usually do, and I'm like, I don't know, guys. But for the NFTs that we sold, we all I've always made money on stuff like that, and I get to keep ones and trade it. Same thing with Bo, but yeah, it's a no brainer at this point.
Hey, I have to bring it up, Tex, so we can take a look at this. All right, you guys want to see?
You found it.
Yeah, you want to see some Bo history? All right,
There we go.
All right, LA wins it all. Our first ever Champions Edition cards are here. And by the way, Tex brings this up. The other thing, Seth, that we have to understand is it was really seen as if you're a Dodgers fan, you buy it. So it was also partly like, are these boxes going to be like for the fans? It wasn't Bo fans buying it. It was LA Dodgers fans who we thought were going to buy, like, and going forward, right? You just buy it when you're your team. And by the way, warning, displaying this will make your friends jealous. You can see the Chase exclusive cards that will never be reprinted, including 1-of-1 logo foils and kanji foils. At least 10 exclusive cards guaranteed, random in every box. I don't know what the video was. Guaranteed delivery by Christmas. I'm not sure if that happened. And then let's see, what's it? The 2024 Champions LA Limited Edition. And see, this is the paper version, Tex. And then up here is
oh my God, that's right. I do remember this now.
The limited edition
There
Battle
were 3.
Chase the 1-of-1 Freddie Freeman autographed box.
Mhm.
And then the next one was the limited edition kanji foil, the alt art. Chase the 1-of-1 Otani autographed box, which I believe somebody was asking recently about that it has not surfaced yet. And then you had these with 2024 Champions Battle Foil with Freeman autograph number to number 5. These were like $2,500 or $5,000 a box, weren't they, guys?
Yeah, that's right. I forgot all about this. They had a 1-of-1 box too, didn't they? I think.
No, the 1-of-1. That's what we're saying. Like when we first talked about the 1-of-1. Well.
No, right there. There's the 1-of-1 box. There was a 1-of-1 box.
Yeah. No. There was a 1-of-1 Otani too, right? That was the gold ticket. Getting back to what I just said. So the 1-of-1 Freeman here you could buy, but there was also, it said, let's see in the beginning, but the 1-of-1 boxes will be gold ticket hits and their non-auto counterparts. The 185 box for Freddie and the 245 for Otani. See, I think they changed this. I think the Otani, I think that this page ended up because...
Well, scroll down. There's one more down there. What's the one below that?
No, I think that's the one that I hit before. Yeah. See, it's the Otani, and I think they ended up changing this, guys. I think that's what we could change. But just to give you an idea of where this all came from, this was the very first one. This was the one where people were fading it. And it's, again, we talked about it's not so much fading as much as I'm a Yankee fan. Like literally, there's the Red Sox, then there's the Cheaters, and then there's the Dodgers. Like those are 3 teams. Like it pains me to end. Like Seattle, I could care less whether I get a box like that. I don't hate Seattle. So that's been hard.
See, I'm trying to remember on this. I want to say that 1-of-1, the last box there they showed was like, that there was only one of those, and it was like $5,000, and somebody bought it like immediately.
I know. Well, you want to know something else? Yeah,
we need to go back in our boba history and figure this out at some point. We might have to consult with Eric and Frenchie.
Oh, actually, you want to know something? Let's see. One other thing that we can say is that with the FAQs, if you go down, is this made by the Bo Jackson? Yes. I like, how long has this product been around? Let's see. A friend of Bo's invented this game in 1986 when Bo was a rookie. It was played for years among friends and family before becoming Bo Jackson Battle Rain in 2024. Actually, they go back to July when they did release the Macadamia Nut set, the N24 starter set, which Cursive loves. And so I love when they say, how long has this product been around? Technically, they had released some cards in July that year at the National Card Show. But to your point, Tex, it says, who are the autographs I can find in the box? In addition to the guaranteed Shohei Ohtani and Freddie Freeman autographs built into a small supply of boxes, you may also find autographs of these names and many more in your box. Bo Jackson, Steve Young, AI, Trey Young, Adley Rushman. Let's see. Small supply. So that's interesting that I don't recall these also being in the World Series boxes, that they slipped these guys in there as well. That's crazy.
And to my knowledge, I don't think any of these autographs have surfaced, have they?
Well, I have a different theory here, guys. I think that's just more of, it may have been added afterwards because those are all names that are in alpha. So I don't know if it would make sense for them to add those in the actual Dodgers boxes.
Oh, Seth, stop using logic.
I'm just saying.
You're ruining the illusion. Come on.
I know. Sorry, guys.
Wait. So Seth, you're thinking they added it to the text on the screen after the fact, and those in fact were not added in the dot. That's your thesis?
My thesis is some of the FAQs were adjusted over time because I don't think they would add those heroes in the LA Dodgers box. It just doesn't make sense.
So I'm going to give you a different thesis. I think one, so they already had printed alpha, and of course those were about to be released on Thanksgiving a couple weeks after this announcement, after this sale happened. So they had the autograph cards for these other players. Excuse me. And I think what they did is they took the autographs, and I thought the Dodgers, first of all, they mentioned how these weren't selling that fast. I think to entice people to buy a Dodgers box, people like me who are like not Dodgers fans, they're like, we need to stuff other autographs into this box just to sell it. And so I 100% could see them saying, like, take 20 autos out of like the rest of the stuff and let's stuff them in there. Like it still gets out. It'll be interesting to see if anyone from the team can let us know what happened there. But I don't agree with you, Seth. Like I think they were actually in there. I don't think this is a mistake on their FAQs.
Well, it could be a steal auto, right? Because those aren't numbered. Maybe you print at 10 extra steals in case someone's getting messed up along the way and you have to replace it. And they're like, oh, we'll just use one of those, entice them to buy these boxes. So yeah, I mean, I see that point for sure. It's a possibility.
But, I also see Quick's point, which is Seth still ruining everyone's Cheerios this morning. So
the voice of reason. Come on.
Hey, but
I really want to rip one.
Rip it.
Hey, Eric, can you help? Because you certainly love, and not to take away, because I know everybody, Cursive, you do your share of single breaks, so hear yours. But Big Dobbs, who I won't dox him. If you want Dobbs, we'll give you a shout out on what your actual Whatnot name is. But I know Big Dobbs he breaks singles on Whatnot. And so he's asking the breakers on this panel. Of course, we have Eric L., Mr. Hop, the Card Society on the left. You on your screen, you've got Anthony, Cursive Breaks, and you've got Seth, Lungta, mainly breaks here, breaking experts. And so Big Dobbs says, what time should I go live on Whatnot for singles? Need some guidance here. So Eric, your thoughts on that?
So my opinion is it doesn't really matter what time. I would pick a time that works best for you and your schedule that you could do it consistently. I think having a consistent time slot where people will regularly tune in and you'll get the similar buyers or same buyers to attend every show is a really good strategy. There's Boba breaks now on all day. I mean, there's breaks in the morning, single shows in the morning, all the way up. And, at night, there's a lot more buyers on at night, but there's also a lot more shows on at night. So it kind of balances itself out. Whether you go live in the morning, the afternoon, the night, I feel like there's going to be activity on all those streams. I've seen over 100 people on morning streams, and then you see that in the afternoon and night as well. So the weekends are also a popular time to go live. You see a lot more shows on the weekend, but also most people are off work, and so they're tuning in a little bit more as well. So you'll get a little bit more activity. But my advice would be just pick a time, day of the week that works best for your schedule that you can keep that consistency going.
Excellent. Very good. And maybe experiment with a couple different times for the first couple weeks and see which one works best.
I think you should do something where if somebody wins a card or something and they take a picture, like you can't really do it one not. You can't post pictures there, but it'd be great if you did a selfie like at work to show that you're actually watching the single stream while you're at work. Like you get something off like of your spot. Encourage, like it'd be a fun way, like people playing hooky at work to tune in, which is, it's funny, Eric, when you were talking about the weekend, you can see more people. And it's funny because the community that Frenchie has built is that we've always noticed over the years, the busiest time is during the week. The weekend is actually the slowest time. And I'm obviously breaking and the community is different. But it's interesting because when people are at work, they don't feel guilty about spending time with their online friends. But on the weekends, that's when you spend time with your children and your spouse. And so it's funny that, you know, I think you can still spend time with it tells me people are still spending time with their family, but they're keeping their phone next to them watching you guys breaking. So
yeah, extra long time in the bathroom swiping on the screen, right?
Yeah.
I think that was a great point. Hit the nail on the head. That's why I switched to Monday mornings, and I just did a big single show yesterday in the morning as well. That did really well. Viewership was at all-time high for me for my single show. So
wow, congratulations.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was a big one. It ran for 2 hours, and we followed a couple buddies, and so we had a little raid train going.
Did anyone?
You had some bangers in that singles, that singles sale.
I did. I haven't had
that
it
was
in a
really
while,
nice.
So there was some hanging out for a little bit.
Did anyone follow you, Cursive?
Yeah, I rated Bazooka.
Okay. Yep. I was going to say if Big Dobbs could find a spot in that raid train, like that's another thing that he could do. But I agree with you, which is why people, I think, do so well here. By the way, I love that Tex does not talk about the Olympic boxes that are going to be coming out, but he knows every single one of your breaks, when it went on, what hits you had. The guy can't remember the Olympic boxes, but he knows every card that you guys hit.
I remember the Olympic. I knew what you were getting at when you were making this guess. I knew it was the Olympic boxes.
By the way, Tex, the last thing I want to say about the Olympic, I'm curious what these guys think, is that we've talked about the Olympic boxes for quite a while. Said it'd be really cool to have an Olympic box. And I think for most people, they were thinking it was going to be the Olympic team. I think when people saw, like, of course, it's such an achievement, never been done before, men's and women in hockey winning from the United States. So not to take away, like, everybody's excited. I'm excited for it. And I never had a thought like, oh, it could be better if it was like this. But let me ask, does anybody think like it should have been the USA Olympic team? Or is everybody thinking like, no, this is such a unique achievement, this is the way to go, men's and women? Or should they have done one box for men and one box for women?
I have two different. Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. No, go, Eric. Go.
No, I mean, I have two different answers for that. I would love to see, because the Olympics they're every 2 years, you know, rotation with summer and winter. And I think it's such a special and rare event that just an Olympic set release every Olympics would be amazing to see. You can do it before the Olympics come out or after. I think there'd be a lot more hype before than afterwards. But for this one, I feel like this is such a special moment with hockey and USA winning double gold that it's really cool to just keep it focused on both the gold medal winning hockey teams rather than spread it across to all the other sports.
Yeah, I agree. That's pretty much what I was going to say. I think in this, you know, it being the very first Olympic one and it, you know, coming on the heels of this amazing achievement by both the men's and the women's team, I think it's right to, you know, celebrate that in this first Olympic set. And I mean, do we think this carries on into the Summer Olympics? The Summer Olympics are more individual sports than they are necessarily team sports. So does that make it different? I'm sorry.
So
the Olympic basketball.
Yeah. Go ahead, Eric. Go ahead.
Yeah. But that's a good, do they build it around then the Olympic basketball team, or say, do they build it around just the United States in general? Or I think isn't flag football being coming into the Summer Olympics for the first time in 28, I believe. So we'll have flag football in there too, along with the USA basketball.
You want to go, Eric?
Yeah, I mean, yes to all of it. Like, give us all of it, right? I think the Olympic basketball team set would be iconic. Everybody loves USA basketball. Going back to the Dream Team And some of the USA basketball collectible market is absolutely huge. I don't know if you guys remember the Night Steph Curry card that Topps Now did after they won gold. Yeah, that card was absolutely on fire. And then they did a triple autograph with, I think, him, LeBron, and can't remember the third. It might have been Durant. But some of those cards are just absolutely massive. But at the same time, there's so many U.S. Olympic athletes, the track and field stars, people like that, swimming. You don't see a lot of their cards, right? But there's a lot of fans of those sports, a lot of fans of those athletes. So it would be really cool to see some Bow Battle Arena cards of those athletes that we normally don't get. You know, a lot of the USA basketball guys are probably already in some of the Bow sets because they're the best players in the game. But it would be super cool to see that just for any Olympic release. If they could do a set like that, would be awesome.
How amazing! Right. Oh, look at that! Oh, this is breaking news right here.
First $100.
This is the first anyone's ever seen something that'll be in the Olympic set.
No, I'd like to take credit. This is just your producer doing his homework. Sorry, Seth. It's been shared with the community, but I don't think.
Oh, has it? Oh,
I don't think many people have seen this, though. To your point,
I have not. That's pretty wild.
So I was going to mention on the hockey standpoint, right? We know that Griffey had its first influx of hockey players, right? And they're going pretty sought after. I think they're the Crosby, Henrique, and Ovechkin. 3 players. So I think following up with obviously a smaller hockey set with the Olympic one, there's been a lot of ask for more hockey players, at least from what I hear in the community, and the 3 that they've added are very sought after. So yeah, it just makes sense. And then to say what Eric said, man, a dream team set would be amazing. We've talked about Michael Jordan before, but man, I would love to see some Larry Bird.
Could you imagine a retro Boba dream team set?
Right.
How amazing would that thing be?
Incredible, mind blown.
Take my money now.
Yeah, exactly. Here, Frenchie, here you go.
Frenchie, 3 years from now, fine. 4 times the amount of what I pay. Yeah. You got it.
Right.
Stalled.
So a quick comment about the hockey thing. I agree with both you guys. It's such a special event and unique for USA to win both. It's celebrated, and I think it's appropriate to do hockey only. And I'm going to be the voice of reason and get your pitchforks ready. But the challenge with the Olympics is not so much it is all the sports. It's that we don't know the lineups really right until the Olympics happen, because as it's going into it, all the sports, individual sports, people are still vying for a spot. It would be really hard to have something released prior to the Olympics. I suppose you can do it post-Olympics, and then we're talking months after the release. So you really couldn't play off the hype. It still would be cool, but yeah, I'm sorry, everyone. It'd be hard.
And we also don't want to get into a situation where we run into the problem. Smappy, you're old like I am. You'll probably remember this. The problem Nike had years ago during his Summer Olympics, when they had 2 American athletes that were going to compete against each other in a track and field event. And they spent months and months leading into the Olympics, building up these 2 athletes and building up this giant rivalry, only for one of them not to qualify for the Olympics and ruin the entire thing.
I love how I love Tex working. We want to thank our sponsor, Pabst Blue Ribbon Beer. Right now, the PBR salesman is talking to Tex right now. By the way, a couple of comments that I want to get in there is that it said, let's see. First of all, Quick loves the hot dog, loves the artwork. I think we're all excited for that coming out of the Olympic box. I do like Quick mentioning I watch Whatnot streams at work when I can. I've told people there are actually work training videos. And then Card Shark, because I know we're going to have to wrap up here in a second. Does anyone know if the year-end big release is still hoops related? I remember on the timeline it showed end of year big release as hoops release. And I'm not following Card Shark Sniper, so maybe you guys can. I'm not sure.
I think isn't the end of the year release? Wouldn't that be Griffey Update?
Yes. Yeah.
Unless you're talking about this coming Black Friday, then it'd be whatever the third set's going to be, because that's the end of the year.
Right, but
that would be Griffey Update, right?
No.
Griffey Update will be right before Nationals, around Nationals.
Right.
Oh, that's right. Griffey Update is Oh, so what is the time? Because there's so what? So
Well-
yeah, would the timeline then be for the 20,
Well, here's how it goes, Tex, is that Tecmo
26 product?
Tecmo is February, then it's
Yeah.
March, then it's April, and then it's May.
Mhm.
Then we do update in
Then it's
Tuesday.
August.
In,
Then it's
in
September.
July.
Right. I mean, that would make sense. I mean, this is the first I've heard of it. Maybe Card Shark saw something we haven't seen yet. If the first set was
Yeah,
the first one,
this is
I would
Black
say it's a
Friday.
little football heavy. This one's baseball.
So one
heavy.
of the
Well, yeah.
actually, Tex, there's a great video. I'm gonna go ahead and I'll find it, and after I make this comment, but we did an end of the year video with Frenchie where we talked about the timeline, the schedule, and it's no more than like 2 minutes. So I suggest people watch it. But the plan is to go ahead with a special set in February. Then you have, let's start with Thanksgiving because it's interesting. Frenchie has talked openly about this, that Thanksgiving is not when you see a lot of big sets. And like we know Eric always loves talking about Topps and Panini, the big cardboard and how they do things. And so they do not release at Thanksgiving. And it's interesting, the psychology. Jeff understands marketing more than most people. Thanksgiving and to Christmas is a time when you buy for other people. You don't buy for yourself, which is why Magic, Topps, all these people, they don't do big releases because people are not turning inwards. But they have found that this is a tradition. And again, this is why this product's different than other people. If you're looking to maximize sales, you wouldn't be doing it then. But Jeff, who's a family man, he loves ripping boba at Thanksgiving. He loves it during the Christmas time. He sees it as a family event. He wants to keep that. So the calendar year really, or the calendar year really starts in Thanksgiving for boba. That's when the new set comes out. Then they're going to go ahead and they did Tecmo in February. Well, it was supposed to be February, but that's the slot they want to have, February for a special edition. Now, when we were talking to Jeff about end of the year, and he said they already had it lined up for what the special set's going to be next year. So they already have that. I don't think it's been leaked anywhere, but you have the main set released in Thanksgiving. Then February, you have a special mini set. Then in summer, July, August, you have an update to the previous Thanksgiving set. And then you also have, and then I'm missing is that
The championship boxes.
the championship boxes. And I think that's all that we know as of this time. Right, guys? Am I missing anything? That's the schedule?
No, unless they
should be
double who they have working for them. It's just they're at capacity now with that, I imagine.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, I think that's it in a nutshell. And I mean, there's always going to be little surprises here and there, stuff they might, release here and there that we're not aware of yet. But for the core products, that's pretty much the schedule.
Hey, and by the way, a shout out to I don't know if you guys caught that because that was not an imposter, but we did have an appearance from the official Bo Battle YouTube channel. So appreciate them tuning in this morning. But we did have a question before we go. By the way, another Bo. Good morning, fellas. Good to see you back. And apologies for that. That was me. I was away, guys. The panel was chomping at the bit to get back. But one question, more question text. We've got Cody saying, will boba get big enough to the point each sport needs their own set each year?
It would be nice. I don't know though. I mean, in keeping with the game itself, and I don't know how much increasing the print run and increasing the release calendar would affect the game and the gameplay. So I don't know. I mean, that's a good question for Frenchie down the road.
Here's Tex playing 3D chess, like trying to figure all the interactions.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
I need that meme of Rodney Dangerfield with all the stuff floating around his head.
I like the way it is now. I like the mix. I think it brings multiple people into Bo, and I think you get some tennis, you get some golf, you get some actors, you get some hockey. And so it's, heavy on baseball, heavy on football, and some basketball in there too. But I think the mix, with 130 or so athletes in there, you get a pretty wide variety of people to choose from.
It'll be interesting to see if we ever get, and I'm sure it's on the list. It's just a matter of, if they can make it happen. But getting some race car drivers be interesting.
Yeah, we talked about those autos before. They all have nasty autos, beautiful SIGs.
Yeah. But you know, there's international drivers, obviously, with like F1 and IndyCar. And then you have, you know, NASCAR, which is more American drivers, not so many foreign drivers, but there's a lot of potential in racing. And there's a lot of big names, you know, even guys that are retired, you know, Dale Earnhardt Jr., you know, he's still around. He still signs. Mario Andretti, you know, is still around. He still signs. So there's lots of people out there.
Yeah, I was going to mention
Some
something
really
on
cool cards.
the release too, but Seth, what were you going to say?
No, you go ahead. Wasn't that important or that interesting.
So I was going to say, from gameplay wise, one, we'll go back to Seth because
I'll go ahead.
you're always interesting. That's your word there. But I think for me, we're at 3 sets about every 4 months, right? Depending on delays and whatnot. But for gameplay wise, you're talking about 6 sets that should be active every year. I feel like that sounds like enough. Most other companies are probably around that 3 to 4 month range. So maybe at some point we squeeze in an extra set and it's a release every 3 months instead of every 4. But as far as things, you know, we're talking about retirement, things going out. We haven't seen that yet. That is coming soon. I feel like that feels right.
Yeah, and I mean, do we also start to run into a problem if, you know, with increasing, you know, sets, if that was something that was to happen, do we run the risk of saturating the market too much, having kind of too much product, you know, and too many releases in a given year?
No.
I think we're a long ways
You
from
don't think
that.
so?
Yeah,
Mhm.
demand is high enough, and Jeff French and the team. I mean, they're strategic about how they release and what they do, and with the collectors in mind, I don't think that's something they would even consider. Yeah, and to answer Cody, I think that certainly could, but I don't think it appeals to the broader audience, like Eric said, and Anthony. It's just when you have a release with various sports, it's just more appealing to a bigger group of people. So you stick with that method.
Yeah, and I like the excitement of the sports being combined in a box.
Yeah,
You know, it's fun to see those different athletes and how they all relate to each other and everything, and they're given sports.
agreed.
Hey, and Tex, one thing I want to show before we go, it's I hadn't shared it yet because I was still working at the bugs. As folks know, is that Radish was tracking the 1-of-1s in Bow when Alpha dropped in Thanksgiving 2024, and there was one of the concerns is that to keep tracking as it grows, to track eBay, Facebook, and Discord where people are posting the 1-of-1s, it's a full-time job. And so one of the things I stepped back is I was like, how can I reconstruct this in a way that makes it more manageable? And so I've relaunched the Bo Jackson Battle Arena 1-of-1 tracker. So if you head to radishdigital.com, you can see there's Bo Jackson 1-of-1s across the top, and it's got all the filters. You can go by collection. So if you want to, for instance, just do Alpha or Alpha Update.
Pull up the Phoenix.
Yeah, pull up the Phoenix. Is that and then you've got, we won't do that right now, but it's like it defaults to pulled. And so when you first come up, you can see it's still sitting there at pulled, so you can go through and take a look at each of the ones. It's going to have some basic information on there, but the big thing here is submit of 1-of-1. There's a button here on the top. So what's nice is, if you see a 1-of-1, it doesn't even have to be yours. Just go ahead and click the button, attach the image, and you can just let us know that you've actually hit that 1-of-1. The other thing that we have is when I find these on eBay or Facebook, I go ahead and you can toggle. There's a button that says for sale. So if you want to see which 1-of-1s are for sale. Now I will say, we'll see how regularly I go back there. Once they sell, like I'm not going to be as quick to pull them off, but while they are for sale, you can go ahead and you can click on the button. It'll tell you eBay 1500, and then you're going to go ahead and it'll take you over to the tab. So you can go right there.
Awesome.
Nice.
And it tells you who owns the card too, which is nice. So if it's a card you're looking for, you know who to reach out to.
Yep, and BP, Swan's doing a great job. It's like, of course, we've been doing it. I don't know if he has what we have. We started back in November 2024. People do a great job tagging Swan, and it's a great resource to have. I just like something that I want to build something that I would like. I like all the filters that I have on that page. So you can go through and look at what you I guess filter it down to what you just want right there. I also like the for sale. I like being able to look and seeing the 1-of-1s that are for sale.
I want to say something quick about that. If I hit a 1-on-1, that's Apex. I'm not telling you guys because it's going to be in my deck, and I'm surprised you might bust it out. We're playing like bam.
You're just gonna throw it onto the table in the
Keep it in
middle,
my
of, the,
back
middle of the
pocket.
game.
That's right.
What if it never comes out?
Shit.
Yeah.
Hey, on that note, Texas, you want to go to Anthony and see if he's got anything before he's got a job?
Yes. Let's. Yeah. We'll wrap up the show here. We've surpassed our hour. Anthony, when's your next show? What do you have coming up?
You'll see me Monday mornings again, somewhere around 9:30, give or take. I don't have a hard start time. It's whatever time I get, situated. 9:30. Again, we talk a little bit about the community, recent tournament play, recent big pulls. You guys seen that the Unanimous Sadman Auto Super got pulled yesterday? And it was a little power break. So we'll see you guys Monday morning, and then we'll do another pop-up single show of all plays coming up soon. And that's where I'll be.
Awesome. Thank you. Eric, when will we see you again?
Tomorrow morning, yes, Saturday single show about 9:45 Eastern time. Let's say 9:30. Be there. Nothing but heat. I have focused mostly on featured and highlighted heroes. So you're looking at $40 and up cards. Not a lot of low end. It's action packed. I run for about an hour or so. This is more like a 100-yard dash sort of event where it's super fast pace, high energy, and a lot of just beautiful cards. Got a great crew that shows up Saturday morning. So even if you just want to hang out and talk sports or talk Bow Battle Arena, it's a good time. So look forward to seeing everybody there.
Awesome. I will be there. Hopefully a Phoenix Hex might pop up at some point.
Jeez, I got my eyes out for you. Yeah.
Seth,
Soon.
when are you on again?
We're going to be on Sunday, 6:37 p.m. A lot of fun. Me and Miss Mainly ripping. I think we're just doing Griffey this time. We had been doing a combined squad with both Update and Griffey the last few weeks that we got really good feedback on. And a lot of fun. Go back to Griffey this time and then perhaps an Update and Griffey one next week. But yeah, come join us.
Awesome. Excellent. Well, these guys are all on Whatnot. Bookmark their shows. Make sure you tune in. And I want to thank my producer, Slappy White, for getting back into the States after trying to overthrow the Mexican government with the help of a drug cartel.
Yeah.
And he made it. And this is Good Morning Bo. It's a Radish digital production. We're here on YouTube. Like and subscribe, and we'll see everybody next week. Thanks.